व्यासं ततोदयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयप्रकाश स्वामिनिति नाम्नि नमाचार्यपदाय निताय कृपाप्रदायिने गौरकथा दामदाय नगर ग्राम तारिणे नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नाम्नि नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्रीमद् भागवतम कैंटो 4 चैप्टर 2 टेक्स्ट।
Mother, today is Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mother. Today is Thursday.
Okay, yes, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Thank you for the matter. Then why did you wait for me to tell all the shloka? Beginning only you should have told me. जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा। श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत आदि लीला चैप्टर 1 टेक्स्ट 34, right? वंदे गुरुन् ईश भक्तान् ईशाम ईशावतारकान् तत्प्रकाशां च तच्चक्ति कृष्ण चैतन्य सम्यकम्। I offer my, am I in the right text or it's 35? I offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual masters, the devotees of the Lord's incarnations, his plenary portions, his energies, and the primeval Lord himself, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has composed the Sanskrit word for the beginning of his book, and now he'll explain it in detail. He offers his respectful obeisances to the 6 principles of the absolute truth. Gurun is plural in number because anyone who gives spiritual instructions based on the revealed scriptures is accepted as a spiritual master. Although others give help in showing the way to the beginners, the Guru who first initiates one with the Mahamantra is to be known as the initiator, and the saints who give instructions for progressive advancement in Krishna consciousness are called instructing spiritual masters. The initiating and instructing spiritual masters are equal and identical manifestations of Krishna, although they have different dealings. Their function is to guide the conditioned souls back home, back to Godhead. Therefore, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami accepted Nityananda Prabhu and the 6 Goswamis in the category of Guru. So Nityananda Prabhu is the initiating Guru, and the 6 Goswamis are Siksha Gurus for him. Isha Bhaktan refers to the devotees of the Lord like Srivas and all other such followers who are the energy of the Lord and are qualitatively non-different from him. Ishavatarakan refers to acharyas like Advaita Prabhu, who is an avatar of the Lord. Tat Prakashan indicates the direct manifestation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Nityananda Prabhu, and the initiating spiritual master. Tat Shakti refers to the spiritual energies, Shaktis of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gadadhar, Damodara, and Jagadananda belong to this category of internal energy. The 6 principles are differently manifested, but all are equally worshipable. Krishnadas Kaviraj begins by offering his obeisances unto them to teach us the method of worshipping Lord Chaitanya. The external potency of Godhead called Maya can never associate with the Lord just as darkness cannot remain in the presence of light, yet darkness, being but an illusory and temporary covering of light, has no existence independent of light. So we are grateful to Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami because he's taught us how we should worship Lord Chaitanya by worshipping the Panchatattva, and also explaining about the glories and the importance of each of these Panchatattvas. Here, apart from Panchatattva, is also included the Guru Tattva. Apart from being Nityananda Prabhu, the other gurus, of course, Srivas Acharya also is Isha Bhaktan, refers to the devotees of the Lord like Srivas and all other such followers who are the energy of the Lord and are qualitatively non-different from him. So that is as how we worship devotees, Srivas Thakur. And Nityananda Prabhu is actually the expansion of the Lord, who's the original Adi Guru. But then apart his expansions, we have our Diksha Guru and Siksha Gurus. So that he's included that in worshipping. The six principles are differently manifested, but all equally worshipable. We can't say that, okay, I'll worship more Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda, and Advaita maybe, but Gadadhar, okay, but not Srivas so much. No, each and every one are equally worshipable, and we must, if we want to make our devotional life successful, take their worship them. I offer my respectful obeisances. So, Mantra Guru Arayata, Siksha Guru Gana, Tanhara Charana Agikariya Vandana. I first offer my respectful obeisances at the lotus feet of my initiating spiritual master and all my instructing spiritual masters. Srila Jiva Goswami, in his thesis Bhakti Sandarbha 202, has stated that uncontaminated devotional service is the objective of pure Vaishnavas, and that one has to execute such service in the association of other devotees. By associating with devotees of Lord Krishna, one develops a sense of Krishna consciousness and thus becomes inclined towards the loving service of the Lord. This is the process of approaching the Supreme Lord by gradual appreciation and devotional service. If one desires unalloyed devotional service, one must associate with devotees of Sri Krishna, for by such association only can a conditioned soul achieve a taste for transcendental love and thus revive his eternal relation with Godhead in a specific manifestation and in terms of the specific transcendental mellow or rasa that one has eternally inherent in him. So, Mayavadis, they don't require association and all, because theirs is just Gyan and Vairagya, though even they do. I mean, you feel strong when others, you're with people who are also practicing, but it's not required so much because, or Gyanis, yogis, they don't need association because that's why there are very few of them. Because you have to be highly motivated to be on your own. You have to renounce and renounce and all that. Of course, being with other renunciants also helps, sannyasis. But yogis, they go alone. And of course, sometimes yogis do come together in some festival or some like the Kumbh Mela or something. But generally, they keep to themselves. But for bhaktas, it's opposite. Be together with devotees. Devotee association, you have to do. If one develops love for Krishna by Krishna conscious activities, one can know the supreme absolute truth. But he who tries to understand God simply by logical arguments will not succeed, nor will he get a taste for unalloyed devotion. because Krishna is never alone. He is enjoying himself with Radharani and with all the Sakhis, and then he's always with the Sakas, or he's with his parents, or his elderly gopis, or the cows. He always likes to interact. That is spiritual life. Nobody is all alone sitting, and even the scholarly type like Paurnamashi, she is very well versed in the Shastras and all, but she is always being with the devotees and telling them. They will always consult her about some true knowledge about Krishna, or whether it's right to do this and that. So it is always in service, because the others do not serve each other or serve God or anybody. They don't do service. So there is no point in sticking together, because simply it will just lead to talking something else. You may get, in fact, we may come in each other's way. But in devotional service, it helps because we want to develop service attitude, and that too pure devotional service, right? It says, Bhakti Sandarbha has stated that uncontaminated devotional service is the objective of pure Vaishnavas, and that one has to execute such service in the association of other devotees. Only then we'll become humble, unalloyed, uncontaminated. Is because when we are with other devotees, a lot of adjustment has to be done. You can't do whatever you feel like. When you're alone in your house and doing devotional service, you decide, I want this, I want that, this is how it has to be, and you get your way. So you're very happy. I'll be alone. I don't want to be with devotees. But when you go to do devotional, so there is still contamination. No, we have to do according to the way Krishna wants. That is the training, and we have to get trained and purified so that we listen to what Krishna wants and not to what my mind wants. So when we are with the devotees, then what happens? All these things we have to adjust. Every time I can't have my way, there are other devotees who will say, no, no, I want like this, like that. So, or rather, that is okay, that is also neophyte. Actually, devotees should think, what does Krishna want? That's why Prabhupada made GBC, so that because they are purified to a large extent, and they will decide on what each devotee will see. They'll not say, I like this, so let's do like that, but what according to them is what Krishna wants. So normally there should be complete, what do you call, uh, they should agree on agreement on everything, because it's coming from Krishna. So devotee association is, to a large extent, many things, we consult Vaishnavas. Why? Because they will not simply say what they think, but what is the Shastra, Guru, Sadhus, and through the Shastra, what does Krishna want? So in this way, then we are always protected. Otherwise, if we are on our own, the mind will trick us. If one develops love for Krishna, and how do you develop love? We need to be with someone to love them. We can't just abstract think, oh yeah. But though nowadays it's happening like that, because everybody is far away. Sometimes, family members are in different continents, and the love that they show each other is only on WhatsApp, emojis, and some this thing talk. You don't have to do anything much. So I don't know how much love really develops, because only when you serve, take care, express, do something for another person, then love develops. And the amazing thing is that when you serve devotees and you love them, and you talk, you just minor things, you forgive, whatever, that is a part of love. And you adjust, and so many things, or you take sometimes insults also, or chastisements, everything is part of a relationship. Then the love between devotees grows, and this is transferred to Krishna. When you love devotees, you start automatically loving Krishna. And when you love Krishna, really, then you also love his devotees. So that's why if one develops love for Krishna by Krishna conscious activities, one can know the supreme absolute truth. And also that when we are with devotees, we'll not do Maya activities. We'll think, oh, let us do, if they say, let's go do book distribution, then we feel excited. Yes, yes, let's go. But if we are alone, we will not do. Very few devotees who are really committed to book distribution, even alone, they will do. Otherwise, they'll just put up their leg and just relax and read something or just go to sleep. So that's why but he who tries to understand God simply by logical arguments will not succeed, nor will he get a taste for unalloyed devotion. The secret is that one must submissively listen to those who know perfectly the science of God, and one must begin the mode of service regulated by the preceptor. A devotee, already attracted by the name, form, qualities, etc., of the Supreme Lord, may be directed by a specific manner of devotional service. He need not waste time in approaching the Lord through logic. The expert spiritual master knows well how to engage his disciples' energy in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, and thus he engages a devotee in a specific devotional service according to a special tendency. A devotee must have only one initiating spiritual master because in the scriptures, acceptance of more than one is always forbidden. There is no limit, however, to the number of instructing spiritual masters one may accept. Generally, a spiritual master who constantly instructs a disciple in spiritual science becomes his initiating master, spiritual master later on. Okay. So, a devotee, a guru knows how to engage. That is his expertise, knowing the person's nature, tendencies. So he gives the idea of giving devotional service is so that he can progress in his devotional attitude to Krishna, so that he can start loving Krishna. That's the purpose for giving devotional service, is for our purification, so that we develop our service attitude. One should always remember that a person who's reluctant to accept a spiritual master and be initiated is sure to be baffled in his endeavor to go back to Godhead. One who is not properly initiated may present himself as a great devotee, but in fact is sure to encounter many stumbling blocks on his path of progress towards spiritual realization, with the result that he must continue his term of material existence without relief. So the first and foremost thing for which we should be very, very grateful to the initiating spiritual master is that only because of him we are able to progress and actually have the ticket to go back to Godhead. Without him, without his stamp of approval, without his connection, we will not be entertained. Even forget about going to the spiritual world, even the material world will have so many stumbling blocks, so many tests obstacles in our devotional service. And finally, when we have to enter the spiritual world, the only reason Krishna is accepting us, even to do devotional service, is because we've been recommended and we've been brought close to Krishna because of the initiating spiritual master. So we must be very grateful. Even if all we got from the guru was initiation, maybe some people don't have so much, especially now, they may think, oh, I hardly have any association and all that. But we must always be very grateful for the fact that only because he initiated me am I able to progress. That is even enough. He gave you initiation, you're connected to Krishna, and now whatever we do, we are progressing. It's only because of his mercy. And not only that, he's praying. Every day he says he prays for all his initiated disciples, for all his sheltered devotees, for all aspirants, followers, Siksha disciples. So he is doing that. All the only prayers he does is for us. Otherwise, he doesn't pray for himself. There's nothing to pray. He's already engaged in serving Krishna. One who's not properly initiated may so that's what, if you're not initiated, there are stumbling blocks. Such a helpless person is compared to a ship. Guys, such a helpless person is compared to a ship without a rudder, for such a ship can never reach its destination. It is imperative, therefore, that one accept a spiritual master if he at all desires to gain the favor of the Lord. The service of the spiritual master is essential. If there is no chance to serve the spiritual master directly, a devotee should serve him by remembering his instructions. There is no difference between the spiritual master's instructions and the spiritual master himself. In his absence, therefore, his words of direction should be the pride of the disciple. If one thinks that he is above consulting anyone else, including a spiritual master, he is at once an offender at the lotus feet of the Lord. Such an offender can never go back to Godhead. It is imperative that a serious person accept a bona fide spiritual master in terms of Shastric injunctions. Sri Jiva Goswami advises that one not accept a spiritual master in terms of hereditary or customary social and ecclesiastical conventions. One should simply try to find a genuinely qualified spiritual master for actual advancement in spiritual understanding. So some people, oh, my Kolo Guru, he is from my own region, or he speaks my language. Those are not the considerations. Oh, he's an Indian, I mean, whatever, my countryman or my local person, and he speaks my language, or nothing external. Not even that, oh, um, I just listened to one lecture and very nice it was. You have to really go deeper and see whether you're getting mercy from him, whether your faith has increased because of his association is mercy, a little more, whether from your heart you're getting full surrender towards that person, that you can really put your whole life at his feet, that much trust. And some people superficially they just decide, and then after taking initiation, they may come across another person who speaks better than that person. Then they may think, oh, maybe I made a mistake. So it shouldn't be something superficial, but whether genuinely qualified spiritual master for actual advancement in spiritual understanding. Who am I? Who is Krishna? What my you know relationship, and how can I go back to God? How can I get Krishna? That is what every soul is hankering for. And we have that Vaishnava song, Amito Kangala, Vaishnava Thakura, right? Oh, Vaishnava Thakura, Dayara Sagara, Hidase Karuna Koi. So in that, Amito Kangala, Krishna Krishna Boli. I'm destitute. I mean, I don't have anything. I'm Kangal. Krishna Krishna Bholi, I'm running after you. Daitava Pache Pache, running behind you. Why? Because Krishna se tumhara, Krishna dete pare, tumhara shakati ache. Krishna is yours. Krishna se tumhara. Krishna se tumhara, Krishna dite para. You can give Krishna to people. Like his Krishna is in his hand. He can just give. Whoever he wants, he can give Krishna. That is how wealthy he is. And we are just running behind him. Please, please give me Krishna. And that's why we need spiritual master. Sri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha, Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha. The instructing spiritual masters are Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Bhatta Raghunatha, Sri Jiva Goswami, Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. For, of course, this is for everyone they are, and specifically, I mean, for Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, because he is their contemporary, and so he considers the six Goswamis as his Shiksha Gurus. E Chaya Guru Shiksha Guru Ye Amara Tansavara Pada Padme Koti Namaskara. These six are my instructing spiritual masters, and therefore I offer millions of respectful obeisances unto their lotus feet. By accepting the 6 Goswamis as his instructing spiritual masters, the author specifically makes it clear that one should not be recognized as a Gaudiya Vaishnava if he is not obedient to them. So for all of us, they are initiating spiritual, are guiding spiritual masters. Bhagavanira Bhaktayata Srivasa Pradhana Tansabara Pada Padma Sahasra Pranama. There are innumerable devotees of the Lord, of whom Srivas Thakura is the foremost. I offer my respectful obeisance thousands of times unto their lotus feet. So all the Vaishnavas, Srivas Adi, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, but foremost is Srivas. Why? Because he is Narada Muni. Who can be a greater devotee than Narada Muni? Narada Muni, and he was called by his friend Parvata Muni. He said, Narada Muni, you are Sparshada Muni. Whoever you touch, they'll become liberated. They'll become a great exalted devotee. So we want, if you remember Narada Muni, then you will know the glories of Srivas Thakur. Of course, Srivas Thakur was very nice, devotee, humble, and always serving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But his power in giving devotional to us can be understood when we remember, oh, he's Narada Muni. Then you'll feel especially close to him. And I offer my respectful obeisances thousands of times unto their lotus feet, all the devotees, innumerable devotees of the Lord. Advaita Acharya Prabhura Amsha Avatara Tandrapada Padme Koti Pranati Amara. Advaita Acharya is the Lord's partial incarnation, and therefore I offer my obeisances millions of times at his lotus feet. Because who is Advaita Acharya? He is Mahavishnu. So he is a partial incarnation because he is expansion of the expansion. From him, Balarama, and then Sankarshana, from Sankarshana, Mahavishnu. From the first Sankarshana, the 4 quadruple expansions, and then another quadruple expansion, and that Sankarshana is Mahavishnu, and which is Advaita Acharya. Nityananda Raya Prabhura Swarupa Prakasha Tandrapada Padma Bandho Yandra Munidasa. Srila Nityananda Prabhu is the plenary manifestation of the Lord, and I've been initiated by him. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto his lotus feet. So that is the first plenary manifestation of the Lord is Nityananda Ram. And he is also initiating master for Krishnadas Kaviraj. Gadadara Pandita Di Prabhurani Jashakti Tansabara Charana More Charani Mora Sahasra Pranati. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the internal potencies of the Lord, of whom Sri Gadadhar Prabhu is the foremost. Actually, she is Radharani. So, an internal potency of the Lord. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, the other 2 internal potencies are Jagdananda Pandit, who is this thing of Satyabhama, and Damodar Pandit also is mentioned, but I don't know who's this thing of. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Swayam Bhagavan, Tanhara Padhara Vinda Ananta Pranama. Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the personality of Godhead himself, and therefore I offer innumerable prostrations at his lotus feet. Savarni Prabhure Kariya Namaskara Ichaya Tenho Yachikariya Vichara. Having offered obeisances unto the Lord and all his associates, I shall now try to explain these 6 diversities in one. Purport. There are many unalloyed devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all of whom are considered associates surrounding the Lord. Krishna should be worshipped with his devotees. The diverse principles are therefore the eternal paraphernalia through which the absolute truth can be approached. Tadiya, right? The eternal paraphernalia. So, through them only we can approach the absolute truth, and very easily also. We just beg them, and by their mercy, we'll get immediate, because they're so merciful. Rather than directly going to Krishna, oh, we'll have tough time. He will not, because his standards are very high. And then you go to the devotee. So among the Panchatattva, the most merciful and the easiest to approach is Srivas Thakur. And if we worship him and beg him, please, you only make my this thing, to Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then you'll see he is most responsive. Then it's not that others are not, but then it's like this. Krishna is more happy when his tadiyas are worshipped. Yadyapi amara guru Chaitanya Radhasa tatapi janiye amitanhara prakasha. Although I know that my spiritual master is a servitor of Sri Chaitanya, I know him also as the plenary manifestation of the Lord. Every living entity is essentially a servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the spiritual master is also his servant. Still, the spiritual master is a direct manifestation of the Lord. With this conviction, a disciple can advance in Krishna consciousness. The spiritual master is non-different from Krishna because he's a manifestation of Krishna. Initially, the neophytes might mistake, that Guru is only God, because we worship Guru like we worship God, because this is what this non-difference and all only Vaishnavism will teach. I mean, you have to understand that he is a manifestation of Krishna, and because he is non-different from him in terms of potency, the Lord has made him an expansion of him for us to associate. Non-different doesn't mean equal or he is God. And that is a Mayavadi thing. Everybody is God. So is in the beginning stages, because of our Mayavadi tendencies, we may sometimes, some over enthusiastic disciples will start worshipping the Guru like God, means as God, and they will not even worship Krishna much. They'll worship only Guru, just like the Swami Narayan people. He may not have said, I am Swami Narayan. He told Krishna, I mean, whatever, Swami Narayan, he said we have to worship him. But they started worshipping the Guru so much, they thought that is only most important. They put him in the middle. And all around the temple, other Narayana forms and other things are there. Because of this, not understanding philosophy properly. That's why we are very fortunate that in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, especially, so much emphasis is given to properly understanding the philosophy, starting from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, giving a scientific explanation of bhakti, and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, explaining so very, it's so all the technical details so that we understand, we don't make mistakes. In fact, once we saw how in that book about Jayananda Prabhu and all that, we did one book, Radha Damodara book, and that we saw how that 4 sannyasis in the beginning, they got a little corrupted by some Mayavadi concepts from India. And they started saying, actually, Prabhupada only is God. And we are committing offense by not recognizing that. And not only that, they started preaching that to everywhere. And some people got very disturbed because they said, what is this? They didn't share their enthusiasm, because that's wrong philosophy. That's their understanding. Prabhupada never said that I'm God. But this Mayavadi thing is that Guru, everybody is God. So Guru is also God, and so that's what. But revealed scriptures. So Prabhupada excommunicate. Sorry, yeah, excommunicated them from ISKCON. They said nobody follow them. And actually, poor things, these sannyasis were quite innocent. They got corrupted through hearing something from India. They were so novices in spiritual life. You can easily get, you don't know what is what. And they felt very, very, very bad. They were very repentant and they accepted it and they started traveling together and preaching Krishna consciousness. Then they got purified after nicely, going around. And then Prabhupada took them back. So that is, we have to understand how Guru, um, every living entity is certainly a servant of Krishna Chaitanya. Therefore, the spiritual master cannot be other than the servant of Lord Chaitanya. The spiritual master's eternal occupation is to expand the service of the Lord by training disciples in a service attitude. A spiritual master never poses as the Supreme Lord himself. He is considered a representative of the Lord. The revealed scriptures prohibit one's pretending to be God. But a bona fide spiritual master is a most faithful and confidential servant of the Lord and therefore deserves as much respect as Krishna. So we must not get bewildered. We worship the Guru so much, but he not only as a servant of Krishna. We know that he is only a servant, but he is the most faithful and confidential servant of the Lord and therefore deserves as much respect as Krishna. That is why the Panchatattva is very important, that they are non-different. What are the 5 features of the Lord and how they are non-different from the Lord? The Srivasadi thing come all the Jiva Tattvas who are all devotees, pure devotees. They are also worshipable. They're non-different from Krishna in quality. Guru Krishna Rupahana Shastrera Pramane Guru Rupe Krishna Kripa Karena Bhakta Gane. According to the deliberate opinion of all revealed scriptures, the spiritual master is non-different from Krishna. Lord Krishna, in the form of the spiritual master, delivers his devotees. The relationship of a disciple with his spiritual master is as good as his relationship with the Supreme Lord. So actually, the relationship with the Guru is simply to facilitate our relationship with Krishna, or rather, it can never be independent of that. It's not that I have one relationship with Krishna and I have another relationship with Guru. That is bogus. Whatever relationship we are having with Guru, it's the same. We are trying to, practice how to relate with Krishna by relating with Guru, by rendering him selfless service. And that's why if he chastises us, we should be very happy to accept the chastisement because he is like Krishna, correcting us so that we will be correctly placed in our relationship with Krishna. A spiritual master always represents himself as the humblest servitor of the personality of Godhead, but the disciple must look upon him as the manifested representation of Godhead. Haribol. So, and the Lord Krishna, in the form of the spiritual master, delivers his devotees. So we have 2 gurus helping us, that is Krishna himself as the Chaitya Guru from within, and the initiating Guru, who, also Siksha Gurus, but here he's talking about the initiating Guru in the form of the spiritual master delivers his devotees. So non-difference, and that is why by doing devotional service, only we come closer to the Guru also. And by serving the Guru, we become advanced in our devotional service also. So it's only for devotion. And that is why it is connected. If that's why he says there is no difference between his physical association and following his instructions, because both these things give us Krishna. Either you are directly serving him and then you feel the presence of Krishna because of that, because you're serving him. But if he's not in front of you, you know what the Guru wants and you just follow that. That also you get Krishna. So that is why it is non-different, Vapu and Vani. But out of Vapu and Vani, Vani is more important, because the idea of doing Vapu is also so that we can be more surrendered and obedient. Acharyam mam vijaniyam navamanyeta karhichit न मर्त्य बुद्ध्या सूयेत sarva guruhu. One should know the Acharya as myself and never disrespect him in any way. One should not envy him, thinking him an ordinary man, for he is the representative of all the demigods. This is a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam 11.17.27, spoken by Lord Krishna when he was questioned by Uddhava regarding the four social and spiritual orders of society. He was specifically instructing how a brahmachari should behave under the care of a spiritual master. A spiritual master is not an enjoyer of facilities offered by his disciples. He is like a parent. Without the attentive service of his parents, a child cannot grow to manhood. Similarly, without the care of the spiritual master, one cannot rise to the plane of transcendental service. So, of course, those days there were, gurus, because the transport facilities and all were not much, and there were local gurus living in ashramas and directly taking care of their disciples. Now, with all this, jet setting age where we can travel all over the world and all that, and Guru is very busy, he is traveling all over the world, and we may not get that kind of attention from the Guru. Why did you do like this and all that? But that is not required, even because we are attached, we are seeing everything physically. The spiritual master is with us always, because he is the expansion of the Paramatma. So we should, if we are very sincere, he will help us in all ways. Somehow or the other, he will arrange. Spiritual master is taking care of all his disciples. This is very elevated way, is which we can't know, because everything is done by Krishna actually. Everything. And we are simply instruments. Guru is also simply an instrument in the hands of Krishna. And so, whatever Krishna says, only the Guru does. It's not that he has his own agenda. And so, Krishna may correct us in different ways. Directly, some people need Guru to come in front of them and tell. For others, just remembering, Prabhupada said, my Guru Dev, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, is constantly sitting by my side in the heart and guiding me. So that is this level of surrender, to understand that the Guru is not separated from us. That time Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was not with Prabhupada. Physically, he was not on the earth, but he never felt any separation from him. So it is spiritually possible. And spiritually, everything is possible. Only because of our attachment to the material, we think, Guru should be in front of me and he should smile at me and he should say sweet, sweet words to me. Then only I'll feel satisfied. And then I want to do the service, whatever I like, and he should praise me. These are all material needs. And that is not required for real spiritual advancement. If we just want to continue with our material way of thinking, my mind wants all these things. I have to be encouraged, I have to be praised, and I have to be given service which I like, and I should never be chastised. All these things. This is my mind's craving. So when we feel sad because we're not getting that, that is when we have to understand Guru and Krishna know how to elevate us. Okay. So we surrender. Okay. He has given me initiation. He has given me all the instructions. All the instructions are there. And he has also said these are all the services Prabhupada has given. Any of them you can choose and help me in my mission. That is service to me. That is enough, because the whole point of connection with Guru is not the physical, it is a connection to Krishna. The more we surrender to Krishna, the more we'll find Guru is with me. That is all. Then how Prabhupada, he just saw a few times only his Guru, and that too he left the world long before he even started the his International Society for Krishna Consciousness. But he said, my Guru is always sitting in my heart and directing me. And he never, I don't even forget him for a moment. So it is not some imaginary thing. It is a fact, because the spiritual master is with the with Krishna. And Krishna is only telling the spiritual master about the disciple. Otherwise, what? He's not a mind reader or anything. It's all coming from the Paramatma. Like one of the, in the glorifications of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, one of the disciples was saying that one time when Gopal Krishna Maharaj was there in Delhi, there is somebody who came, and one disciple, and he started shouting loudly. Maharaj was inside the room, and outside he was saying, he doesn't care. Only disciples who are around him, he is bothered. People who are far away, he's not bothered. He doesn't even know me. Like this, he was shouting. So then, Gopal Krishna Maharaj, he told, I don't know if he told him or he told the disciples and they conveyed to him or whatever. He said this disciple, he knew where exactly he was living, and he's not following his chanting, his this thing properly. All that he knew. Now we might think, oh, Gopal Krishna Maharaj, Guru, how will he know? This disciple comes, he hasn't even, he doesn't talk to him every time he comes, is far away. The thing is that Guru is not limited by material dimensions, because the Paramatma is telling everything to him. So even far away disciple, Krishna can tell him, see, this disciple, no, this is what is happening in his life, and you go there. He can go. If he does everything, he's completely in the hands of Krishna. So we shouldn't judge Guru separately from Krishna and think that why Guru is doing like this and all that. Because he is simply one obedient servant of Krishna's. And whatever he is giving us, the mercy that he is giving us is also because that's the mercy of Krishna. And likewise, if Guru is not physically in front of us, far away, and we don't get so much association, but we can get Guru's mercy. Some devotees dream whatever they want. The Guru comes in the dream and tells them, you feel like, yes, Guru has only told me. Because, if it's a proper spiritual dream and you get some instruction, some answer, that is as good as Guru telling you directly. Because because it's all coming from Krishna. And Krishna, maybe the Guru, I don't know, it is very mystical. And even now, Guru Maharaj, he goes, and whenever he goes traveling, and after that traveling, when he goes to Mayapur, he stands for a long time in front of Radha Madhava. And so one devotee asked, Guru Maharaj, what? Why are you standing for so long here and praying? So he said, see, I'm giving a report to them about all the disciples that I met, each yatra, what is happening, all that. He is giving his report to Krishna. And Krishna is telling me about all the disciples here in Mayapur. So you can think, oh, he's got 70,000 disciples. How does he manage? Those are people who are thinking in a very materialistic way. How he can take care of so many disciples? That is, if he was not capable of doing that, Prabhupada would not have instructed him, make 50,000 disciples. Is it easy? There are some few disciples you take care of, that is easy. But so many in different parts of the world. So he is very transcendently elevated personality. And he and Krishna, for every guru, he is doing everything with Krishna's help only. Otherwise, what anybody can do? Krishna arranges things, and Guru is his obedient servant. Prabhupada said, I'm just a postman. Whatever Krishna is giving, this thing message to me, I'm delivering to you. And whatever you're offering to him, I'm giving to him. That's all. He is only a conduit. But he's a person, and we adore him because he's very dear to Krishna. And this verse from the Bhagavatam, one should know the Acharya as myself and never disrespect him in any way. One should not envy him, thinking him an ordinary man. Because if you think he is enjoying himself like an ordinary man, then we'll feel envious. Why Guru only is worshipped, yaar? I also want to be worshipped. They may think like that. I'm also doing now. Why I'm also not worshipped? No. For he is the representative of all the demigods. On that, our Acharya, one should never envy the Guru, thinking I will take his post or some nonsense thoughts like that. Because that's what he is, non-different from Krishna, and he's not an ordinary man enjoying his post and saying, oh, see, I'm a big guru, the whole world is worshipping me, and so many people, anything I tell them they do. If he starts thinking like that, Prabhupada said, then he is, I mean, Guru is not God. He said, if a guru thinks he's God God, then he doesn't become God God, but DOG dog. So derogatory. I mean, so the Guru in his attitude is always in the mood of only serving Krishna. And even when we glorify him, he is not taking it for himself. He passes it on. I'm just taking, I'm like the front man. Okay, like whenever you go, you enter a hospital or a hotel or anything, there is a front desk people. We only know the front desk people, and we think, oh, front desk people are very great, only they. And the front desk people started thinking that I'm the greatest in this company. That's very foolish, right? All the CEO and all are sitting inside somewhere, no one knows them. But he's just representing the company. So Guru is always aware of that. And so we should also, but we offer him all respects because Krishna, knowing the philosophy correctly, as the representative not only of Krishna, but all the devatas are also inside him. Guru is a representative of demigods also. That's why we don't even need to, if you're worshipping Guru completely, then everybody is satisfied. Devatas, Krishna, everyone. But proper understanding, not Guru is God, but Guru as a servant and representative of Krishna and the Devatas. We worship only Guru. That is more than enough. All perfection will come because that is real surrender. Because live Guru, you're surrendering, and he can make out if there is some fault, he can correct you. This Ritvik philosophy, that is why it's completely bogus and sense gratificatory, because they are saying Prabhupada is my Guru. Now, you can think I'm serving Prabhupada, I'm the most obedient, wonderful disciple of Prabhupada. But Prabhupada should tell that no. Now, where do we know what Prabhupada is telling? They're just imagining, Prabhupada must be liking me. I'm the best devotee. So that's why Ritvikism is bogus. You need somebody live to correct us. Otherwise, we'll continue with our Maya. So that is why a spiritual master is not an enjoyer of facilities offered by his disciples, is like a parent. Without the attentive service of his parents, a child cannot grow to manhood. Similarly, without the care of a spiritual master, one cannot rise to the plane of transcendental service. We don't know what is transcendental service. We are very much attached to our minds, and we think I'm doing wonderful service. But the mind is telling us so many other things also. I'm the best devotee, I'm doing wonderfully, I'm the greatest, I will criticize others. We may be doing all that on the mental platform. That is not devotional service, thinking I'm doing it. First of all, thinking I'm only doing it, identifying with the body and the mind, that is not devotional, pure devotional service. So we need a guru. He can recognize what are our anarthas and he can correct us. No, this is not the way. What you're doing is bogus. Do it for Krishna. Whatever. We need somebody who can recognize what we are doing and correct us. Otherwise, how we'll know We'll continue doing the same thing and nonsense. And of course, Paramatma is there. He also puts obstacles. He also purifies and like that. But still, we need a guru because we may not listen to Paramatma. So that is why. Okay, we'll stop now. It's already 9:05. Any questions or comments? Hare Krishna. Okay. Now we pray for His Holiness Japtak Swami Agur Maharaj for his complete recovery and good health.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Prabhu.
Mataji. This is not a question. This is just wanted to know. Yeah, sorry, Prabhu, Vinay
Okay.
Prabhu, just 1 minute.
Ask
Sorry.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
No, I just wanted to know where, I mean, these lectures are getting recorded, and is there somebody is there for circulation, or it is uploaded in the YouTube, or?
I will get it, Prabhu. I'll talk to Prabhuji and I'll get it. Actually, if it is recorded from the laptop, then I get it personally and I can post it. But I was trying that one, so it was not working out. I talked to some of the devotees also. So I'll reach out to Prabhuji and then I'll get all the recordings and then share on the YouTube, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Vinay Prabhu, what were you saying? क्या बोल रहे थे विनय? Okay, it's not there. Okay, let us pray for
आप unmute हो जाइए यदि आप हैं तो और
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. What you want, Prabhu, recorded?
हाँ बोलिए अभी.
हाँ, वो क्या रिकॉर्ड करना पड़ता है माता जी? प्रभु बोला, मैंने सुना नहीं.
क्या?
माता जी था कि जैसे कोई भी सर्विस हम करते हैं तो उसमें हम सोचते हैं कि उसको अपडेट करके मतलब उसको थोड़ा फास्ट करें. तो हमें डिवोशनल सर्विस में हमको धीरे धीरे भाव से तो मान लीजिए करना चाहिए, लेकिन उसको धीरे धीरे ही करना चाहिए या थोड़ा उसको फास्ट भी कर सकते हैं?
धीरे धीरे बोलने से कितना धीरे धीरे? कुछ लोग तो
क्योंकि
बहुत साल धीरे धीरे करेंगे, कुछ धीरे धीरे बोलने से वो एक दिन भी हो सकता है. धीरे धीरे बोलने से स्टेप बाय स्टेप वो हमारे ऊपर निर्भर है. इतना धीरे धीरे हम जल्दी करना चाहते हैं, लेकिन वो स्टेप बाय स्टेप जाएगा, वही अर्थ है.
हाँ, स्टेप बाय स्टेप ही. जैसे वो नहीं, वो तो ठीक है, वो तो दूसरी बात है. जैसे जब सर्विस होता है, मान लीजिए कुछ भगवान के लिए वो कुछ बनाना हो गया, या फिर कुछ आरती प्लेट वॉश करना, या कुछ प्लेट वॉश करना भगवान का, तो उसको थोड़ा फास्ट कर सकते हैं, मतलब अपने हिसाब से कर सकते हैं ना. उसका ऐसा तो नहीं है कि धीरे धीरे
नहीं,
करना
ऐसा नहीं.
चाहिए.
धीरे धीरे इसका अर्थ नहीं कि स्लोली सब करना चाहिए. धीरे धीरे का अर्थ है कि स्टेप बाय स्टेप हो. ऐसे ही एक दिन में हम आज आया मैं इस्कॉन में, आज ही मैं शुद्ध भक्त बनना, ऐसा नहीं होगा ना. ऐसा उसके लिए स्टेप बाय स्टेप.
ओके माता जी. हरे कृष्णा. थैंक यू.
Okay, they pray for His Holiness Japtak Swami for his complete recovery and good health. And by all our prayers, I hope he becomes completely normal. That's giving us a lot of hope. We should not stop praying once he just, okay, now he's able to travel, he can go to Mayapur, but we should continue praying so that he should stand up and start walking and no more dialysis or anything. And that's what, when he becomes completely normal. So let's keep praying, and I hope Krishna answers our prayers. Let us chant 3 times for this. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.